Greetings and welcome to the Hardwood Report. I'm Ryder Bullock. It is feast week in college basketball. We've already seen upsets and a few teams making loud November statements, and tonight 2 more matchups await us, each with its own personality, its own storyline, and its own chance to shape the early season landscape. Arizona State and Texas is the main event in what should be a clash of size versus experience. But first, Washington State meeting the tournament host, Shamadan, in a game where history always matters. Let's begin, though, with the nightcap. Arizona State. Arizona State enters tonight built in a new way that jumps off the scouting report. Bobby Hurley's Sun Devils are the 11th tallest roster in college basketball, according to KenPom, and that size is a defining part of their identity. Their leader on the perimeter is veteran guard Mo Odom, who has quietly become one of the more productive two-way players in the early season. He enters tonight averaging 14 points, 4 rebounds, 7.2 assists, and 2.6 steals per game. He controls tempo, he defends, and he is the engine of this team. Inside, Arizona State relies heavily on 7'1" Depot, who brings 13.6 points, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks. His length shapes possessions. Even when he doesn't get the block, he forces teams to adjust shots around him. And keep this in mind, Arizona State already tested itself against Gonzaga, losing by just 12. Against a team of that caliber, they showed composure and length that will travel well in tournament settings, especially in Maui, where games can swing quickly. Meanwhile, Texas is beginning a new chapter under first-year head coach Sean Miller, the former NC State assistant, who brings a structured defensive mindset. His team opened the year with a 15-point loss to Duke, but even in defeat, the foundation was evident. 2 things define this Texas team: 1, experience, and 2, defense. The Longhorns rank 8th nationally in Division I experience, and they hold a top 12-5 defense in the country. That combination is valuable in a smaller gym like the Lahaina Civic Center, where the environment can change the feel of the game. Their top players include 7-footer Mastis Volantes, who averages 16 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks. He stretches the floor, finishes inside, and protects the rim. And how about Dalen Swain? He brings 15.2 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 2.4 assists. His versatility fuels their transition offense and gives Texas multiple ways to attack. So how do these teams stack up? Well, tonight's game is built around pace. Arizona State wants the half court. They want to use their size, control the paint, and slow Texas into their sets. If Diop stays out of foul trouble, that advantage becomes even more significant. Texas, however, wants the opposite. They want to pressure early. They want tempo late and ball movement that forces Arizona State to defend on the perimeter rather than inside. Their experience allows them to play fast without losing control. So this game comes down to one question: can Arizona State's size dictate the rhythm of the night, or can Texas's speed play into their comfort zone? The winner of that battle has the inside track to win this game. That, though, is the main event. Before we get to that game, Washington State and Chaminade, a classic contrast in styles and expectations. Washington State has lost 3 of its first 5 games, but context matters. The Cougars rank 13th nationally in bench minutes. They play 11 players, double-digit minutes, and in a 3-day tournament, fresh legs can be as important as any statistic. 2 players have emerged as reliable offensive threats. That's N.D. Okafor, averaging 11.2 points and 5.6 rebounds, gives them strength and energy around the rim. Ugabo, also averaging 11.2 points along with 5.4 rebounds, provides versatility on both ends of the floor. But the real identity of Washington State is the rotation itself. energy, depth, and the ability to pressure teams over the course of 40 minutes. Shamadan, meanwhile, brings history. The Silver Swords are the heart and soul of this event. From 1984 through 2017, they played every year. Since 2018, though, they've appeared every other season. Their last tournament win came in 2017 when they stunned Cal. This year's team, though, is led by two prolific scorers. Nathan Medina, who enters tonight averaging 19.3 points, smooth, confident, and capable of catching fire quickly. Roland Banks II is right behind him at 7 points and 6 assists, controlling possessions and creating rhythm for the Silver Swords. Shamadan may be Division II, but what they lack in size, they make up for with perimeter skill and shot making. And in a gym where the crowd wants them to succeed, then energy becomes a factor. So what decides this matchup? Well, for Washington State, it's about imposing their depth, push pace, attack the glass, wear Shamadan down over time. For Shamadan, the key is tempo and shot making. They must start well, build confidence, and turn this into a game where the underdog hangs around and looms long enough to create pressure. If they're within striking distance late, the building can shift very easily. Earlier today, we saw several notable results across this Maui event and other early season tournaments. We'll start in Maui. 2 games, 2 very different stories, and a whole lot of things that make you raise an eyebrow this early in the college basketball season. Seton Hall taking on NC State, and the Pirates made a statement. Seton Hall didn't just win. They controlled this game every minute, every possession. You want to talk toughness. You want to talk discipline. This was a vintage Pirates performance, 85-74 the final score. And frankly, it wasn't even that close. A.J. Staten McCabe, this guy was everywhere. 22 points, 8 boards, gets to the line, knocks down shots, 7 of 11 from the field. Kid looked like the best player on the floor, and it wasn't particularly debatable. Seton Hall led basically wire to wire, only trailed for the first 3 minutes, and has this thing up to 18 points at one point. NC State came in, drop kicking teams offensively, averaging more than 100 points a game, and Seton Hall said, nope, not today. Defense, defense, defense. 9 blocks, 19 points off turnovers, 22-7 fast break advantage. Held a preseason ACC Player of the Year, De'Aaron Williams, to 12 points. That's right. That is how you take a top 25 team and put them in your pocket. And let's be honest here, Seton Hall being 6-0, best start since 2014, that's not a fluke. That's defense. It's real. They opened the second half with a 16-2 run, and that was the ball game. NC State never recovered. Game 2, USC versus Boise State. It was a Rodney Rice takeover. Completely different feel. Tight, physical, back and forth. USC wins it 70-67. But this was the Rodney Rice game. 27 points and the biggest bucket of the night down the stretch. He drives between 2 guys, throws in a runner, gets fouled, hits the free throw. That's the winning play. Puts USC up 68-65 with under 15 seconds left, and that effectively sealed it. He hits 4 threes. USC hits 11 as a team, and that ended up being the difference because Boise, well, they couldn't buy one. 5 for 25 from deep. That's not going to get it done in a tournament setting. Boise had their shot. Buchanan, who played his heart out with 18 points, he gets a clean look at the buzzer. Just a short shot there. Hit the rim, but that's basketball. Boise had the lead with just under 3 minutes left at 59-58. After that, USC made the play. So what's next? Well, semifinal showdown, Seton Hall versus USC. You got the unbeaten Pirates with that gritty grind. They wear you down defensively, and then USC, they're unbeaten, right? They want space, and they want to space the floor and let Rodney Rice cook. Styles might fight, no doubt about it, but this one is good. NC State gets Boise State in the consolation bracket. 2 teams that were probably expecting more today, but that's again basketball. So Seton Hall showed us something. USC showed us some guts. And tomorrow is when we really find out who's for real in this Maui field. Over in Las Vegas, Players Era Festival. Tennessee took down Rutgers as Jacoby Gillespie led the way with 32. Iowa State edged number 14 St. John's in a thriller 83-82. So these results remind us that November basketball, while early, often shape the storylines we'll still be talking about in March. So as we look ahead to tonight's two games, here are the final keys. I want to start with Arizona State and Texas. Size versus experience, half-court control versus transition tempo, and the playmaking of Mo Odom against the defensive structure for the Longhorns. For Washington State and Shamadan, well, it's the impact of depth, early momentum, and whether Shamadan scores can turn this into a shot-making contest. Two games, two different styles, and one of college basketball's most iconic stages. That'll do it for us here on the Hardwood Report. The Maui Invitational Nightcap begins next. Washington State and Shamadan. We will see you